Hey, everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me, as always, is some dumb American. Say hi, SDA.
Hi, SDA.
And the lovely Scribe is joining us. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi.
Thought I'd change things up there. As
Is
the
that
title
supposed to be
suggests,
me?
Is that supposed to be you?
Yeah. You
No,
just
no. This is supposed to be you. I like meatloaf in my mouth.
No, that's
Oh,
wrong.
no,
Bad
she doesn't like
scribe.
meatloaf.
Yeah, I don't like meatloaf.
Do you like hot dogs?
Shut up. Anyway, so
Okay.
equal
Armor
pay
hot
day.
dogs?
Something that I'm really disappointed about was that I keep seeing Ivanka Trump like posting graphs and stuff, and I'm like, stop it. What are you doing?
You don't like businesswomen? Okay.
Bad Ivanka. Knock it off.
I love Equal Pay Day. I think it should be a national holiday.
Oh God.
No, I think all men should get the day off so women can earn more.
Yay. They can be all like Rosie the Riveter and take over men's jobs for a day. Yay.
Yes. I've been having a little bit of fun with that because the wage gap has been repeatedly proven to be absolute shit. For anybody who still believes that, you're a moron. Let it go. Let it go.
Then
Serenity
don't.
Lotus, thank you so much. Said let's begin with some monkey butt love. No monkey butt love. If you love monkey butt, don't touch it.
Go get Mrs. Monkey so we can get monkey butt love.
On air.
Oh, she's upstairs watching TV now.
Go get her.
Do you know how much it takes for me to walk
Yeah, I was
upstairs?
about to say that would
Yeah, I
require him to
know.
move. Actually, send your baby monkey minion upstairs to do it.
Yeah, send the
She's
grand
not here.
monkey.
Oh,
She's not here tonight. She's at her other grandma's house.
Oh, okay.
I miss her.
Bad grand monkey.
As soon as we got off air last night, she woke up and she didn't go back to sleep until 4:30 in the morning.
Oh
Bad
boy.
grand monkey.
Oh, it was the only good thing is she was happy the whole time. She woke up
Oh.
crying. She had a bad dream. She needed grandpa, which was just too cute.
No.
Melted my heart.
No.
But yeah, she just
Yeah, we learn to do that when
Cut
we're
him.
young.
yeah.
The early stages
Thank
of
you, Serenity
manipulating men.
Lotus.
Yeah, that's how we get to you.
Oh no.
Thank you, Flair Fritz. Touch his monkey butt. No, you don't. That's bad.
Are we doing
Bad touch.
are we doing a non-smoking night?
Oh fuck. Sure.
All right,
Let me put this out.
All right, that's
You
6
sound
minutes.
so excited about that, monkey.
All right, so 6 minutes on the clock.
Wait. I'm not done exhaling.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
There we go. 6 minutes on the clock.
I swear I did not
All right.
exhale.
Okay. Let's get
All right.
back to the topic, the Equal Pay Day.
Mhm.
Do you think we're ever going to get past this? I mean,
No.
this Equal Pay Act was signed in 1960, I think 63, by
Mhm.
John fucking Kennedy.
Yep.
Any women out there, if you think you're not being paid the same as your male counterparts when you have the same experience, you're doing the same job, everything's equal, then you need to report it, not go to Twitter and whine like a bitch.
Yep. And it's never going to go away because as long as people are not willing to
Well,
question it, it'll be used as leverage for complaints of inequality.
so I
forever.
noticed that you were talking about how there's a bunch of different figures floating around.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
I just wanted to talk about it because now they've started breaking it up into different colored women. So like white women are paid, if X amount of cents, then they don't suspiciously. I don't know why they didn't talk about Asian women. I can't imagine. But anyway,
Yeah, we don't talk
and then
about
they're
Asians.
like the black women, and then the Mexicans.
Yeah, I like
and
that the Mexicans make so much less. That's horrible.
It's almost like they're like, what? Just gonna. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, the government just smacked me in the face.
The original study that they did where they came up with the 70, I think it was 78 originally. We've all seen what it does. They didn't take into account how it's a earnings gap over a lifetime, not necessarily what people are making as a wage.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
aggregate.
Things. Yeah. Well, they've redone that study and it's something, well, they claim to have redone the study. And it's another one that gets thrown around. Even Milo Yiannopoulos used to talk about it, saying that there's actually like a 7% difference. In that study, they did account for some things like length of time worked over your lifetime. But something they didn't account for even in that one is where people live. They would look at like accountants versus accountants, not, you know, a New York accountant versus a New York accountant.
Right. Yeah.
And
That
so
makes a
even
big
in that,
difference.
they still haven't done it
Well, because
accurate. They
there's,
haven't
you know
done
what, there's
it good.
no way to control for all of that. Because the thing is, right, if you go to apply for the same position as somebody else, the likelihood that you will have the exact same level of education and the exact same work experience is very, very low. And if that is a factor in how much you're being paid, that matters.
Well, that's funny because the only time that is really very likely is when you're first starting out your career.
Right.
Whether you're coming out of college or just out of high school, whichever. And the studies that they've looked at on that, when they're looking at pay for fresh out of college, women tend to make more.
Yeah.
And again, those are also suspect because they fall prey to the same issues, but feminists never talk about that. It's that aggregated over the full life of sorry, my brain and mouth are not working in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, over the
Somebody else
lifetimes of
talk.
men and women, over the lifetimes of men and women. And you're right. And the other thing that's interesting is that so women do work fewer hours. They tend to work less difficult jobs. But if you also look at the time that they spend caring for children in comparison to men over their lifetimes, women spend a lot more time caring for children than men do. It's almost like men and women do different things within their relationships. And
No.
That's
can you
sexist.
believe it? So even though they're not working for money, they're taking care of kids while their husbands are at work. And
Well,
boom, wage gap accounted for.
have you seen those reports saying that women work more hours and then it cuts to them actually like working in the home rather than paid hours at a job?
Well, they work, men and women, if you want to count working the work that they do at home to keep up with the house and to take care of kids, if you want to count that as work, then men and women work similar hours.
Yeah. But
And I'm not one of those people who's going to be like, being a mom isn't work. I know it's work. And
oh, absolutely.
It's of course it's work. Keeping up a household is not easy. That's why we used to play. That's why you used to underpay black women to do it. Anyway, but now that we have to do it, of
True
course
story.
it's work. So that's where. So men and women end up working about the same amount of hours overall, but women are just taking care of the kids, and it's something that has to be done.
Nerdstain in chat said raising your kids is not a job.
Yes,
Absolutely
it
not a job, but it is work. It
is
is a
work.
lot of work. To me, a job is something you actually go to, get paid for,
Right.
that kind of thing.
But it is
yeah,
work.
Yes. But it's not work you're generally going to be paid for unless like you set up a allowance with your out of the home working spouse, which is just degrading. Don't do that. Scribe, are you going to do your Mara impression?
I'm still waiting to find out what the extent of her offer in response is, because she said she will give me whatever I want not to do it. So,
oh wow,
I'm wondering, like, what does whatever entail? I need specifics.
It's probably going to be some of that dick bacon.
Oh Christ, no! Oh, I just forgot about that. I had blocked it out of my mind. Ah, God, dick profile bacon. No.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see that stream, apparently in Australia, bacon looks like a big dick.
Yeah,
a side cut of cock.
It does.
Bacon
Sorry,
looks like
babe.
ham. Ugh. Yeah. Name your term, Scribe. Threesome with you and
Once people
SDA.
pay.
Threesome
Oh,
with
there
you
you
and SDA. Although I guess it would be a foursome because she's pregnant. That's kind of sick.
I'm all right with that.
Ew, gross. No, I don't know.
The USSSR, the United Stream of Scribe, SDA, and Ranting Monkey. I like that. I might have to steal that for a thumbnail.
The USSR.
Crikey!
Yeah. What? Whoa. We agreed to a weird threesome foursome thing.
We did?
Yeah, bad Scribe.
Wait. I didn't know that we had
You
agreed to
just gave
that.
it up.
She said we can wait till I'm empty.
Oh, that
Just sounds wrong.
That just sounds really wrong.
Okay,
But okay,
it's way too early in the stream for this conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Let's knock out the news first, and we'll get back to that.
No, it's okay. We can just have a threesome with Gutenberg. It's fine.
Oh, God. It's more like a
Okay.
foursome because his nose counts as one person.
Oh man. All right, the next topic I had was censorship. I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently Christy Winters got a strike on one of her videos and had to take it down.
What?
Ooh,
For
good.
what? Do they say why?
I didn't say good out loud.
It's hard to say exactly why. Michael
What
Rowlands
she
went and did a
did?
stream
Mhm.
right after it happened, apparently.
Yeah.
She made a video criticizing Sargana Bakad, and somebody not a copyright, sorry, community guidelines.
Community
strike.
guidelined it? Okay, well, then welcome to the wonderful world. Everybody gets those now.
Well, I'm still in Chicken Fucker's stream. He was talking about how
Who's chicken fucker?
it's
Michael Rowlands.
Michael Rowlands,
Oh,
because he looks like the booktastic bus driver from South Park who fucked chickens in the episode that he was in.
oh,
Oddly enough.
right. You told me that.
Yeah. Anyway, he's bitching that Sargon hasn't come out and decried this yet. Like an hour after it happened, he hasn't made a video, and that's a horrible thing. Shows he's a hypocrite. Like, no, it shows, well, one, it's your side. Shut the fuck up. You take care of it. And I am not entirely convinced, and maybe this is just the cynic in me, but I still say she had somebody on her side flag it.
Oh, self-imposed?
Because that sounds like the dirty shit they would pull. She wasn't getting any attention anymore and needed some.
Right, because the whole bearing thing finally died down. Gutenberg is SDA's baby daddy confirmed. I'm not pregnant, but he is my sugar daddy. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the big YouTube bucks.
You know what's funny? Christy Winters has me blocked on YouTube, but not on Twitter. I've said far more horrible shit to her on Twitter.
Steve Shives has me blocked. I've never said a word to or really about him directly. I don't know about Christy Winters.
Michael has me blocked on both.
Michael
Apparently
doesn't
being
have
called-
me blocked, but
Tell him I called him a chicken fucker. He likes it. But in regard to this, if somebody actually did report this, don't do that. Yes, they're despicable, fucked up people, but let them have their say. It gives us things to talk about.
Yeah.
The
don't
only
want
time I
anybody-
support
well, I just want to
censorship-
know what it was stricken for. I mean, because
She'll never. If it's a community guideline strike, they'll never explain it. I mean, unless
do we
something.
know what was in the video?
No.
something Michael
Isn't
talked
it?
about.
Was she
Just-
doxing someone?
No.
What was
just
she doing?
supposedly just made a joke about Sargon.
Oh,
Excuse me. Who is her new favorite target because he actually engages her.
did Bering finally quit that shit?
It comes up now and then still, but he's mostly moved on, and they seem to have moved on from him.
Good.
They
That
still love
took-
his name.
I know, but that literally took 6 months to get over,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
But yeah, I just want to stress that to people. Unless it's like child porn, don't
Or if
Or
it's somebody just,
people actually calling
somebody's
for terrorism.
or flat out doxing someone, something like that.
Yeah. If it's just somebody with a different opinion who's being an asshole, let him be an asshole. Leave him alone to be an
I
asshole.
just
and
can't imagine that somebody on our side, quote unquote, would do that.
I can
I
believe
can see
anything.
it. Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
There's always
I guess there's always
people who do
someone.
stupid shit. Are you tired already?
No. Yes.
You were just yawning. Stop
I
it.
was not yawning.
You did too.
All right, I'm tired.
Okay, those are the only topics I had. Scribe, you had a couple?
You had and stuff. Do you have a stuff?
Yeah. So I've got
Scribe's my
I've
stuff.
got serious news to start
Ooh,
off with.
fun
Wait,
stuff?
You want the serious news? You want the infuriating news?
Serious.
Let's do the
first.
serious first.
Okay, so serious news is earlier today, North Korea shot off another test missile.
How'd it go?
And well, the response from the White House is, and I'm partially quoting the headline here, the clock has now run out on North Korean nuclear program.
What?
Continuing, a senior White House official issued a dire warning to reporters Tuesday on the state of North Korea's nuclear program, declaring, quote, the clock has now run out and all options are on the table, unquote. The clock has now run out and all options are on the table, the official said, pointing to the failure of successive administrations' efforts to negotiate an end to North Korea's nuclear program. The comments came as two senior White House officials briefed reporters ahead of President Donald Trump's meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this week in Florida. The briefing took place on the condition of anonymity. U.S. officials have grown increasingly aware of the pace of North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile programs as the rogue regime has test-fired multiple ballistic missiles at a rapid clip in the first months of this year. North Korea has successfully detonated nuclear weapons in the past, but experts say the country has yet to develop the technology to equip a ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead. And then, let's see, where was it? Yeah, and this is all alongside the fact that North Korea launched another test missile earlier today or yesterday or whatever. That's basically it. I mean, aside from that, but of course the other people. Let's see. China is the definition of North Korea's backyard. It's hard for me to see a solution without China. The official added, and that is
We can't
also
do
true.
it without China. China,
Yeah.
if they're not on board, we can't fuck with North Korea. And
Yeah.
North Korea is like a little kid with a gun. It doesn't have to be dangerous, but it can be. This is all a big story. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember this, because I know me and Scribe are the old guys here, but if you go back 8 years before Obama was elected, one of the things that caused big headlines was that he said he would be willing to negotiate with Iran, and he was willing to talk with North Korea, and he was willing to do all these things.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
the Iran one
people
got the
being
most
really
headlines.
upset with that.
And North Korea has just been kind of slowly building up their program, but I don't imagine that they'd actually ever use them. It's not good for North Korea to have nukes, but this alone, I mean, if they were to ever fire a nuke, say even South Korea over to Japan, try to get one to our borders, which they've said they could do, the response from the world would be so overwhelming. The face of North Korea would be entirely different in 10 years. The entire Kim family would be forgotten. That doesn't mean we just let them do what they want to, but they need to tone down the rhetoric just a little bit coming out of the White House about this stuff.
Well, I don't know how you don't take a hard line at some point when you've got people shooting missiles and making threats and everything else. I mean, they're just kind of sitting there being a perpetual threat.
Yeah, I mean, what else are they going to do? They can't be like, it's cool.
No, what we really have to do is work with China on this, because China's the only thing keeping North Korea afloat right now.
That might be the leverage they're trying. I mean, I'm not, okay, first and foremost, I'm not necessarily agreeing with the strategy here, but if North Korea only continually exists because China's willing to back them up and North Korea is not becoming less of a problem, then maybe this is the China, you need to do something, and we need to do something together to try to fix this because it's not getting any better.
Yeah, and
Obama
I
was
hope that's
off touch on it, so.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Obama basically just went, fuck them. No big deal. And yeah, China really needs to step in here, because if we try doing it, it's going to be war.
Yeah. So maybe
really
this
don't
is,
want
And it's going to be,
war.
yeah, maybe this is the precursor.
and it's not
to
going to be,
this-
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say maybe this rhetoric is the precursor to the talks in Florida, where Trump says, "Look, we need to do this as partners because you can't keep backing these guys because it's not good for you, it's not good for the region, it's not good for anybody. So help us with this." And it isn't necessarily the best bargaining position to make, but at the same time, it's like, okay, how long have we been dealing with North Korea sitting there just waiting to explode, literally or figuratively. It's just like, yeah.
So somebody in the chat said China's a way bigger threat. Well, here's the thing: if we were to go to war with North Korea, we would be going to war with China.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think actually one of our best strategies here might be to go through Putin. And I know we're supposed to hate Russians again, but Russians and Chinese have been friendly. At least, maybe they could help. But be careful with the rhetoric there, White House. You
Yeah,
guys are
days fuckers be chummies.
Now, Trump's not going to go to Putin because that's already bad optics, given
Right.
everything else that's going
well,
on.
but
Which
He
is
doesn't give a fuck about
unfortunate
bad
because
optics.
it would be helpful.
Of course.
But see,
It would be helpful.
there was they had the other story today about the gassing of the Syrians.
Yes.
And the White House response to that is basically throwing back the red line that Obama didn't have without actually saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Obama put the red line down. Well, if we go to war in, excuse me, if we start
What
getting
was the
much
red
more
line
involved,
in Syria? What was that?
God, you know how to not step on people when they're talking? God.
Obama said that if Assad used chemical weapons against his own people, that was the red line in the sand, we would react.
Okay.
And then proof came out that Assad used chemical weapons on his own people. And Obama was like, no, I didn't mean this line. I meant this one over here. Yeah, it was a dumb move. He was trying to saber rattle, and they called us bluff. And it made us look really fucking stupid. Trump is headed down that, well, not Trump, because he didn't say it himself. This came from, what's his spokesman? The little fat guy that talks.
Spicer.
Yeah, Spicer. Thank you. He's the one that said it. Basically, that he, without actually saying it, he basically redrew the line in the sand. And if we do that, we're going to end up at war with Russia. It's what Hillary's no-fly zone would have done, which is fine. If we want to go that route, fine. We need to do it, get it over with. I wouldn't support it, but we can't keep drawing lines in the sand that we're not willing to commit to. And with the Pentagon being given this authority, the war power authority, I'm getting a little nervous here. Because Assad is backed by the Russians. If we go to war with Assad's forces, we are going to war with the Russians.
Yep.
This one, optics is bad, and the White House needs to just roll it back a little bit.
Well, we've got World War III aligning on two different fronts, basically, at this point.
Yeah.
Between Syria and North Korea. And there's not really any room to say, oh, well, just let them be as they be. Because if North Korea, by any chance, like if one of their test missiles goes off course and hits South Korea, we're into war. If Syria keeps killing their own people, the rebels or otherwise, if we don't do something, somebody else will, and then we'll have to do it too because we're all allied with everybody who would be against Assad. It's like, it's a no-win situation. So the only thing you can do is negotiate with the people you otherwise wouldn't want to negotiate with, and that's China and Russia.
Yep.
If I was Trump, I'd defy all the bad optics and just say greater good and go negotiate with Russia.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would.
I want to address two things said in the chat. Serenity Lotus said she respectfully disagrees that we would be at war with Russia. And Evan Reed said Russia isn't as powerful as people believe. It wouldn't be a direct war with Russia. It would be a proxy war at the start. The problem with that is there are Russian planes flying over there. There are Russian soldiers over there helping out. And we hit one of them and it's war. The bigger problem there is not Russia, it's China. You have to look at where the alliances are around the world. The communist bloc is still there. Russia may not be technically communist anymore, but that's them and China. Russia and China are still bed buddies over there. And anything here could touch off World War III. It's not an exaggeration. Now, I don't necessarily think World War III would be the nuclear explosions we were told about back in the 80s. I don't think anybody's willing to pull that trigger right now. But we don't need to be going to war over this shit either. let me rephrase that. We either need to be willing to, or we need to just back the fuck up and let the world deal with their shit.
Except they can't, because we're the great savior.
Yeah, I know. Everybody listening, realize that a lot of what I say is based on what I consider best case scenario. And with Russia backing Assad right now, unless we are willing to say, yeah, we might as well go to war with Russia, we should pull out and let them deal with that shit, what's going on over there.
Well, and Russia would lose. I mean, let's just be honest.
Absolutely.
The American military could probably take on, well, they couldn't take on China and Russia at the same time, but Russia for sure.
Yeah.
There's no real ifs, ands, or buts about that. They don't have the infrastructure or the manpower or the equipment to take us on. And especially with our allies combined, no.
I don't think necessarily even Russia is the biggest problem. It's China.
No. Yeah.
And it's the domino effect.
Yeah. And I hope, I should say, that there's enough room to negotiate with China that something productive could happen. Because I don't think China's completely oblivious to the problem that North Korea is if it decides, or, by accident, does something to set off a larger problem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, so it's a very interesting situation that I hope cooler heads prevail. Now, Assad using chemical weapons on his own people, fuck him.
Yeah.
What we should do is put a bullet in his head. Not that would necessarily have great consequences either, but that little fucker needs taken out.
Yeah, at that point we have Syria will be Iraq too.
Yeah. It's a shit situation.
Yep.
I didn't mean to bring everybody down with such.
No, I brought up a story. I've got a better one though. That's more like infuriating, depressing.
Yeah, let's do infuriating.
It might be depressing. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the chat just so everybody can see this for themselves. But I'll read the headline, and that kind of tells the story. But I'll read the rest of the article too. Muslim teen writes #Black Lives Matter 100 times for his stand.
Oh, I saw that.
And gets accepted.
Sorry, we both jumped on you. Will you read the headline one more time?
Muslim teen writes #Black Lives Matter 100 times for his Stanford application statement and gets accepted. And reading onwards this is the article from The Root, which is one of the sites and network with Fusion and Deadspin and Gizmodo, etc., and Jezebel. Is your activism performative or substantive? One New Jersey teen knew exactly how to show his answer to that question when filling out his application to Stanford University. Asked, "What matters to you and why?" The teen can think of only one thing. #Black Lives Matter. Ziad Ahmad wrote the #Black Lives Matter 100 times, and that one act of activism paid off. According to a Mike profile of Ahmed, he received his letter of acceptance from Stanford on Friday. Ahmed, who is a senior at Princeton Day School, said in an email to Mike, "I was actually stunned when I opened the update and saw that I was admitted. I didn't think I would get admitted to Stanford at all, but it's quite refreshing to see that they view my unapologetic activism as an asset rather than a liability." I'm tearing my hair out figuratively right now. The teen tweeted on Saturday and showed both his statement and his acceptance letter to Stanford, saying, quote, "I submitted this in my Stanford application, and yesterday I was admitted. Black Lives Matter." The tweet has over 2,600 likes and has been retweeted more than 800 times, including some high-level retweets by Campaign Zero co-founders Brittany Packnett and Samuel Sinyangwe, as well as Palestinian-American Muslim activist Linda Sarsour. Ahmed told Mike that his unapologetic progressivism is a central part of his identity, and he wanted that represented in his application. He said that his Islamic faith and his commitment to justice are intertwined, and he would not be a good Muslim if he turned a blind eye to the injustices the Black community faces on a daily basis. Quote, "To me, to be a Muslim is to be a BLM ally, and I honestly can't imagine it being any other way for me," he said. Furthermore, it's critical to realize that 1/4 to 1/3 of the Muslim community in America are black. And to separate justice for Muslims from justice for the black community is to erase the realities of the plurality of our community.
I'm sorry. What percentages did he say?
He says it's critical to realize that 1/4 to 1/3 of the Muslim community in America are black.
Okay, the Muslim community. Gotcha.
Stanford will be lucky to get Ahmed, who has already built a reputation in the activist community. The 18-year-old has been invited to the White House iftar dinner led by Martin O'Malley's youth presidential campaign. I don't know what that is. And interned and worked for Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. He's also founded 2 youth organizations and delivered a TEDx talk.
We'll
About the dangers and impact of stereotypes and his perspective as a Muslim teen. Oh, it's probably going to be a TEDx youth. I don't usually cover those because it's like kids and shit. And all that.
And they do have some that are adults, just at the end of like high school, but they never tell you how old they actually are.
Oh God! And the second to last line in this is, in addition to Stanford, Ahmed was admitted to Princeton and Yale.
Oh my God!
Something tells me this kid is going to be all right. Wink.
In the chat, real quick, Angry Dotson said Anyway, the 100 Black Lives Matter story is misleading. The kid was already accepted to an Ivy and had superb credentials. Well, lots of kids have superb credentials, and whether or not he was accepted to an Ivy doesn't mean he was accepted. This was what, Princeton?
So Stanford.
Now, if you tell me Stanford, sorry. If he was already accepted to Stanford before this happened, then that matters. Otherwise, it doesn't, because Stanford let him in for this.
Stanford let him in because of this, or at least in part, which is just ridiculous.
Faye wants to know if you were figuratively tearing out your hair because you're bald, Scribe.
I am indeed not bald. I have a full head of hair. It's all dark brown and bits of silver.
Yeah, we've talked about his hair before. You guys don't pay attention to him.
Yeah, my hair is not
I pay
reflected in my
attention
avatar.
because he said that his hair was sparkly.
It has silver in it. I suppose depending on the
which
light.
is sparkly.
Yeah, it can
but
be.
he said that it sparkled, and I was like, "Oh, it sparkles," and he was like, "No, it glistens."
not like Twilight.
Gay vampire.
Yeah, he has gay vampire hair.
Did you say I was a vague vampire?
Yes, probably.
I'm a vague vampire. Vampires everywhere.
I'm on 3 hours of sleep after 4 hours the night before. So
God, I mean, SDA got up at like the crack of noon today, and you were up all.
I got
all
up
night?
early today. Monkey knows. He tried to wake me up.
Wait, what? By nudging you?
Yeah,
I was fucking with her at like 8 this morning.
Whoa!
he beat me with a stick.
Nice. Tell me
It's
more.
supposed to be your job.
Arr,
Before we get too
territorial.
far off topic,
No, we're off topic.
this-
No.
SJW shit has gotten out of hand. If you can get into an Ivy League school,
Yeah.
whether you've been accepted to others or not,
Mm-hmm.
based on writing that 100 times.
Honestly,
However-
not writing the essay like you're supposed to should just be like, "All right, bye."
No, he didn't write it
However-
100 times. He wrote it once and then Control V'd it 99 times.
Yeah, no shit. You can use this to your advantage. For those of you who are young enough to be applying to colleges, there's all kinds of hashtags you could use to show how much you care. What about hashtag equal pay day?
Exactly. Hey, all the ladies out there in the chat, if you want to get into Vassar, that's still a women's college, isn't it?
I think it would work better for men.
Really? If men put it in there? Okay, so if you're a beta male, or you just want to pose as one and get accepted into an Ivy League school, just write equal pay day, hashtag equal pay day. It has to be a hashtag, or else you're not really being an activist. 100 times on a piece of paper and send it, and you'll get in. And also with the, with your credentials of being, I don't know. You
need to be a little off, you need to be a little off-white.
Yeah, it's not going to work for white kids. Sorry, guys.
Irate Bear, if you're listening, you can get in a
Paint
Stanford.
just get a tan. Like a really deep skin cancer causing tan.
Oh, so go to like a fake and bake tanning salon? And
Yeah,
then write your
yeah.
letter? Okay.
Shake and bake.
It's shake and bake, and I helped.
Yeah. These are supposed to be institutions of higher learning. And great, the kid has good credentials. Fine.
I don't give a shit if you have good credentials. If you are willing to to say hashtag Black Lives Matter on a college application, that should automatically disqualify you. I don't care if you're the smartest motherfucker ever.
Monkey, don't you understand? It's not about creating an intellectual space. It's about creating a home here.
Right, creating the home. So maybe for your college essay, what you should do is read up on like Better Homes and Gardens and tell them how to make a nice, comfy home.
Yay!
And everybody will be loved.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it should matter if you are the smartest person ever with the best SAT scores on the planet. If you do that, I think for one thing, it's a fuck you to the institution that you're applying to.
Well, not if the institution accepts it.
Well, that's why it's like, that's like them bending over and that's like monkey bending over and taking it up the ass and pretending like he likes it. That's ridiculous.
We don't touch monkey butt.
Well, that's my point. You're not supposed to do shit like that. And they're just like, you know what? Yeah.
Well, it's all about being a good ally these days. And I think I'm gonna just start being a good ally.
People keep asking what the topic is of the streams. I don't know if he's asking what the topic is of the story or of the whole stream.
Right now is the hashtag Black Lives Matter get you into Stanford?
Yeah.
Stanford.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I'm not surprised because Stanford, I have done several videos on the education you can expect from those that are sponsored or supported by Stanford. And this does not surprise me in the least.
If you want to sound really smart, like you're into Stanford and you can't get into Stanford, there's a college called Stanford. Go there. Makes you sound smart. Because then people are going to be like, oh, you're Ivy League educated. And you're just going to be like, sure.
Does Ivy League even mean anything anymore?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, now it just means extra Sajoa-y.
No, it just means expensive. That's about it. I mean, let's take a look at I was making a joke of it before, but the girl at the, it's not about creating an intellectual space. It's about creating a home here. That mentality.
And that was at Yale.
That was at Yale. Yeah, exactly. The Yale Ivy League. That mentality is endemic to the higher education realm of our world right now, and that includes especially the high-priced places where the privileged kids go that don't have to worry about money.
How are these kids even paying for this?
Mommy and daddy, or scholarships because they printed Black Lives Matter 100 times.
Well, yeah, I don't know, because even the really rich people would have a whole lot of trouble actually paying for an Ivy League education.
It depends on what you mean by really rich, because I'll look it up. I'll find out what an education at Stanford is.
Well, a lot of
thank you, Serenity Lotus. Hashtag monkey booty touching. Oh la la.
Let's see. Tuition and fees at Stanford University are $46,320 without financial aid. With room, board, and other fees combined, total cost of attendance is $64,477. So $70,000.
So you're talking about $140,000 a year. You would have to, like, even a surgeon would have trouble with that.
Yeah.
So, you're talking about a bunch of kids racking up a fuck ton of debt.
Well, yeah, I mean, the college debt bubble is the next big disaster just waiting to happen, but that's a whole other topic.
I'm glad I haven't had to take out a bunch of student loans. Because
working the street helps, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It does. I'm a prostitute on the side.
All those,
it's so unfair women can do that.
I know, right?
You say that like you would actually do it if you were a woman.
I would pay for everything that way.
See, Monkey can't help but work on his back now.
That's right.
Apparently, Better Red paid $50,000 a semester for a law school 25 years ago. Well, that didn't go so well, did it?
Oh, Jesus.
You don't even know what she does for a living. How do you know?
She's a lawyer. She told us.
Is she? I thought she was in the military. Maybe I'm mixing her up with somebody else. Or maybe she was in the military and she's a lawyer.
No, she did. She was. I don't know if she was actually JAG in the military. I know
that's
she
right.
did something
That's right.
military related.
That's why I had those two things confused in my mind. She was a military lawyer.
Do all Ivy Leagues have Ivy in their buildings? No, Bay, I don't think they do.
Um, I don't think Ivy League means much anymore because my favorite part of that whole Yale video was the sound of her voice when she was saying it was about a home. You could hear the tears.
Needing a home here.
And the fact that they have students at an Ivy League school who think that tells you the standard of education there.
You know what? Just as an interesting factoid regarding the phrase Ivy League, no one is actually. I'm reading from the Badger Herald from 2003. No one is exactly sure where the name Ivy League originated. Some theorize that Ivy is actually a misnomer, and the league, which was originally called the IV League because it consisted of 4 schools, as in the Roman numeral 4, which looks like an I and a V. The Ivy League. The 4 schools were Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Dartmouth. So it might not have anything to do with the plant at all. It might be actually just sort of a catchphrase.
Though apparently there is ivy on some of them.
True.
I have ivy growing on the side of my house. That shit's nasty. I hate it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on the side of your head.
I've tried killing it many times and it just doesn't work. It comes back every time. If anybody knows how to kill ivy in the chat, let me know.
Gasoline and fire.
Yeah, I don't want to burn my house down.
Oh, my mom showed me, you know, the video of the girl with the Lyft driver who's like yelling at him about his Hawaiian girl.
Yeah.
That's just something you found at Goodwill, and you just don't care about the continent of Hawaii. My mom found a video of that yesterday, and she was like, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "Yes, I have."
You want to get rid of ivy, monkey?
Yeah.
Combine 3 pounds of salt with 1/4 cup of liquid soap in 1 gallon of water. Then pour the mixture into a spray bottle or garden sprayer and apply and spray it on the ivy. Or apply boiling water to plant roots daily to kill ivy. What? Plant roots? Oh,
Nick
okay.
in the chat said the best way to get rid of ivy is to move.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently you can make a homemade spray that will help kill it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Someone said SDA does that too well, and it was a lift, by the way, but no, that wasn't me.
I do think ivy is pretty. Somebody asked in the chat. Caitlin asked. I think it's pretty, but it will peel the fucking paint right off your house.
At first, I was like, "You're talking about ivory, right?" And then I was like, "That's stupid."
Yeah, I have ivory all over my house.
God. Yeah, Monkey is a big elephant hunter.
I live in an ivory tower.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, God. SJWs have just lost their fucking mind. And it's not just them. I don't blame, your college SJW, but the administrators and teachers at these schools need flogged. They need beaten about the head and neck until common sense sinks in.
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen.
Well, and it makes you wonder,
dream.
Why would the adults in this situation, i.e. the administrators, even begin to tolerate this to where it gets to this point?
Easy. There's an easy answer to that. To get more students, to attract more money. This is the trend. Well, it is.
You're right about that, but it's not just that. It's a domino effect of stupid. If you take corporal punishment as an example.
Oh, please do.
If you go back to when it was used commonly, what happens is you have one generation who gets their ass beaten. They grow up thinking, I'm not beating my kids. That's wrong. And half of them stick to it and half of them don't. And then the generation that gets spanked then is much smaller, and they grow up thinking, I'm not going to spank and slowly it became, we're not spanking children anymore. And while that might be a good thing, the same thing works with stupidity. In colleges, you have, I don't think I needed to learn that. I think I needed to learn this. And those people grow up and they become the teachers who are now teaching that shit to dumb kids who go, wow, I think this is really important. I'm going to teach that when I grow up. So it's a domino effect of stupid that's just taken over our schools. Indeed. And they want money.
I'm
talkative tonight. I'm sorry.
No, it's just
I'm like
no,
Scribe
fine.
tonight. What the hell?
It's just so weird because at the end of the day, all of this stuff just drives people away, and you would think that at some point they'd start to get that through their thick fucking skulls, but they don't.
Oracle of Delphi in the chat said, one of my professors actually refuses to show art by white males. She thinks their perspective is harmful.
Oh, boy. Really?
Oh, boy.
Their perspective is hurtful. So if I look at a painting, I wonder if your teacher can look at a painting and know the skin color of the person who painted it. I mean, obviously, if you can look at a painting and know that the perspective is harmful, then just by looking at it, it's going to be painful to his eyes, no matter what it is, as long as it's made by a white person. So you should take like 4 paintings to him, just random paintings, and have him look at them. And he should be able to tell by looking at them from the perspective presented which ones are harmful, and thus what the skin color of the artist is.
Thank you, Serenity Lotus. Here, take the hashtag make Scribe cry money.
Oh, Jesus. I don't like that kind of money.
Scribe, can you do your oh boy?
Why?
Because you said it, and
oh boy,
yay.
There you go. Problematic paintings are racist. Yeah, don't take any that have been made by known artists either. Get 4 of your friends together and each of you paint by number or something.
No, what you should do is get one of those computer programs that just makes random art and then print it out and then make 4 of those and put it in front of them and say, okay, so tell me about the skin color of the person who made these. Because their perspective is odd. I mean, obviously you are a perspective detector on bad perspective. Please tell. I'd love it. I'd love to be there. I'd love to see that filmed because that guy's an asshole.
Aren't most of the Renaissance painters white? Like all of them?
Probably, yes.
We're talking Italian, Spanish. Yeah, these are white people.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you guys studying?
Yeah. I mean, so Picasso, all of Picasso's art is harmful. All of Michelangelo's art is harmful. Leonardo da Vinci's art is harmful. This is what he is saying. I'd love to get a response if I was actually there. I'd love to talk to this guy. Man, these are the kind of conversations I love to have with people who think like, oh, it's bad. And that reminds me of a video I did. It was a TEDx thing where a guy was talking about being in art school and how he didn't believe that he would have a chance in the industry until he met a black professor, art guy who was an animator at Disney who was, and I quote, also legit.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
saw your video.
also legit? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, because this guy, didn't he say he didn't think he could become an animator until he saw a black guy who did it?
Exactly. Yeah, he was saying how he went to these art studios or these animation places or these computer art places, and he wasn't seeing many black people. And then he met this one professor, and like, okay, so you're the one who was the racist. Okay, please continue. It was an amazing talk. I actually wish there's some more commentary I should have put in there, but I was being lazy at the time.
Oh, now you can do a follow-up.
I should revisit that one.
You know, there's so many videos because I try to cut my videos down to just the points I want to make, the big points, because some videos are just so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I always find myself later going, shit, when I'm reading comments like, yeah, you're right, I should have mentioned that. I should have I cut it down because I get bored if I go on too long. I bore myself sometimes. I don't know how you people watch me.
I can't help but usually, not always, but usually I can't help but go through the entirety of the video because it's almost like I feel as though if I leave anything out, I'm removing context from the points that I'm countering.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the way that the speakers will construct their presentations, if it is a presentation, it's almost like a narrative where one thing is dependent upon the previous thing. And so it doesn't really make sense if I don't do it all chronologically. I mean, sometimes I'll cut stuff out just for time, or if they're talking about unrelated pieces of information that have nothing to do with the point. But it's almost, I feel like a completionist or something when it comes to these things. I got one that I'll be working on tomorrow and probably have out on Thursday that's kind of like that.
Carrot, I love you back. SDA, can I ask you a question?
Hmm.
Did your Riley Dennis video we did together get demonetized? Or was it monetized to begin with? Are you monetized?
Yeah.
Did it get demonetized?
Don't know. I'm looking right now.
Because mine was, which really pissed me off because
it?
does such
Wasn't
a
it
good.
doing really well?
Yeah, it was. It's my best performing video at the moment, and I had this idea. I'm going to go through and edit that video
Mine is still
and take out all the
monetized.
offensive side. What the fuck?
Pussy privilege.
That is
Pussy
bullshit.
privilege.
It's the same goddamn video.
I don't know. My most recent demonetized one was Pray for London,
Well, that's just horrible.
which I know. How dare I pray
That's
for
offensive
London?
as fuck.
Fuck.
But yeah, I'm gonna just
Yeah, usually
go through
my
and take out
ones talking about mud slimes, I mean Muslims,
mudslams.
get
Jesus.
demonetized.
Oh God.
What? Did
Oh
I say
man.
something?
No, you didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Bum,
That's
ba-da-bum,
right.
bum, bum.
My ones
Did we have
about
any more
the
articles?
BLM kidnapping are monetized,
Give me
though.
a second. I found a couple other things. I just gotta find the links again. Hold on. Continue. I'll find something.
Serenity Lotus, thank you again. The Defenders, hashtag not like Iron Fist Netflix.
Oh yes, they had their teaser trailer for the Defenders come out today, which didn't show much of anything. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, remind me again who's actually making this show, because that was my first concern. And the team behind Defenders is the same team that did Daredevil season 2. Not season 1, but season 2. And so, like, well, as long as it's at least of the quality of Daredevil season 2, it'll be 50 times better than Iron Fist. It won't be as good as Daredevil season 1 necessarily, but the other thing too is that Drew Goddard is the executive producer, and Drew Goddard is what kind of made Daredevil season 1 work so well. So even though he's not showrunner, I'm hoping, he'll sprinkle his fairy dust all over the good stuff in the show and make it better. So we'll see.
Have you seen? Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead, Estia. Talk, damn it.
God, sorry. I'm gonna download an audiobook for the plane ride, and I'm thinking about getting Ahsoka to do it.
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
A super Soka?
No, like
No,
the
Star Wars.
Star Wars character.
You're thinking about getting her what? Oh, the book.
There's a book,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the
The book.
audiobook.
Yeah, it tells a story of
Because I've heard it's good.
Yeah, between her leaving the Jedi Order and sort of leading up to Rebels.
Yeah, and it's the narrator is the woman.
The actress.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a perfect thing to listen to on the plane. Sure.
So.
Thanks for that newsflash.
I wanted to see what chat thought of that and see if they had any better ideas.
How about War and Peace?
Nah.
Oh.
All right, go ahead, Monkey.
I was just going to ask if either of you saw the trailer for the new King Arthur movie.
Yes. The Super Sword movie.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the sword is an airbender.
Yeah, basically. I want to see the movie because it looks really good. But I am very offended at it being called King Arthur.
Yeah, well, it's a Guy Ritchie movie, so we're talking the guy who did Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and so
I've done Snatch.
I'm sure not very well, so I hear.
Oh, fuck you!
You opened the fucking door. What do you want from me? Seriously,
One time in 26 years, one time.
I'm sorry. Okay,
We're all allowed an off day.
If you put one drop of piss in the rain barrel, do you want to drink out of it?
How thirsty am I?
Anyway, so yeah, it's a Guy Ritchie movie, and you can tell by the trailer and the camera work and some of the way that the action is moving that it's a Guy Ritchie movie because he has a very distinctive style when it comes to that stuff. I'm not so sure about this as a King Arthur movie. It just looks overblown. And maybe, and I don't know if the rock soundtrack that's in the trailer is going to be in the movie. I guess it might be. I don't know. You mix genres like that. I understand that, there's Knight's Tale, and that is an exception. But I don't know, Jude Law and Charlie Hunnam, and I don't know who's playing Guinevere. Anyway, I don't know. I love
the story of King Arthur.
Yeah.
the story of King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, Lancelot, all of that stuff. Excellent stories, and there've been so many different takes on it, and I enjoy most of them. This looks like a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Which, if I go into it with that, if I go into it thinking, okay, this is a fantasy movie, not a medieval movie, because there's a difference.
Yes.
I think I can enjoy it.
Well,
I'll just pretend Arthur has a different name.
Yeah, it's obviously a fantasy movie when the sword has like force abilities.
Yeah.
But that being said, what is this one aside, since we haven't seen it yet? What is your favorite theatrical interpretation of the Arthurian legend?
This is going to actually be, it's going to make you judge me harshly, but First Night, I think it was called, the one with Richard Gere and Sean Connery.
Okay.
Just because it's the most modern interpretation I saw that I actually enjoyed.
Okay. All right.
If you go back to actually Excalibur was a creepy but really good movie.
Yes. Yeah.
But I wish they would do a modern good telling of it. And the closest I've seen is the one with Richard Gere, who sucked as Lancelot, but you had to like Sean Connery as King Arthur.
The two interpretations of the Arthurian legend, after a fashion at least, that I really like is the TV miniseries Merlin with Sam Neill. Even though that was kind of a prequel, that was really well done. I liked all the actors in there and how they arranged everything. The other one was a little odd as a movie, but I really enjoyed it. Was just the movie King Arthur with Clive Owen, and it had I think it was Keira Knightley, if I remember correctly. She played a reinterpretation of Guinevere. They tried to make it like historically accurate, like Arthur was a Roman conscript and Guinevere was one of the Woads, and Merlin was sort of like a holy man kind of thing. There wasn't any magic in it or anything, but even though it's a weird interpretation of the Arthurian legend, I liked that movie. It was very entertaining to watch.
Did you see what Princess Buttercup said in the chat?
No, I didn't.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Well, yes, there is that. Yes.
Yes.
That kind of overarches everything else. It's true.
Well played. Absolutely.
Yes.
What was the other one I saw? Murray in Arizona said, shame, monkey, shame, Gear sucks. I would give you that in most cases, but he is in my favorite movie of all time, Officer and a Gentleman, and he fucking nailed the role there. He did so good in that.
That's why I thought maybe you'd said First Night, because he was in it. I was like, well, given your pedigree.
I'm actually not a big fan of most of his movies, but I do love that. He is one of those actors that I've watched movies based on how much I loved him in that, and been disappointed almost every time.
Yeah,
because
he's hit or miss.
It just doesn't hold up as well.
Yeah, he's really hit or miss. I'm trying to think of like movies that he was in that were good. There was one he did a couple of years ago. It was called Arbitrage, and he was playing this sort of like Bernie Madoff type character. It was about financial drama, and like he was a stockbroker and he got caught up in stuff. And that was I kind of like that movie, and he wasn't bad in it. A better financial movie. Anybody wants to see like a financial thriller, no action, no murder or anything, but just like a really great drama. Margin Call. It's got Kevin Spacey, Stanley Tucci, the guy who plays I forget his name all of a sudden. He was in Knight's Tale. The guy who plays Jarvis's voice and the Vision. And Demi Moore is in it. It's got a great cast. It's all very well acted. It's really cool.
I forget who said it. Somebody up top said they starred in a movie. It was a horror movie called Colonoscopy. Been there, my friend. Been there. That movie sucks. That's a shitty movie.
That movie probes.
Oh man. Pretty Woman was actually good too. Murray brought that up. I love Pretty Woman.
That's true.
But for me, that was more about Julia Roberts' performance than Richard Gere. I mean, he wasn't like exceptionally. He wasn't bad in it, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Oscar quality. Sorry, I've been reading through the chat here. These guys are on a roll today.
There's 162 people in the chat right now, apparently.
Damn.
I know, right?
Thank you, guys.
I don't know
Thanks
what
for
they're
coming and
expecting.
listening to us talk.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell them they shouldn't be.
There was one other story that I wanted to bring up. It's kind of a weird story. So earlier this week, an interview with a Marvel Comics executive came out that quoted him as saying something to the effect that diversity and in Marvel Comics had led to sales slumps in
No
several
shit.
things. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't have the whole thing in front of me. I read it a couple days ago. If you read the entire interview and his follow-up response to that interview, what he said in context wasn't him saying sales are slumping because of the diversity. It's just that is the response that they're getting from the customers and the vendors and such. It's not Marvel saying that diversity is to blame or something, or that that's the only factor. Yet everybody latched onto this as saying that Marvel is bad mouthing the idea of quote unquote diverse characters and so on. And there was a story that came out today on Fusion, of all places, of course.
BuzzFeed's retarded little brother?
Yes.
Thank you.
The headline is Black Panther and Miss Marvel nominated for Hugo Awards days after Marvel VP blamed them for sales slump, which is not what he did.
No.
And of course, the article goes on to say it's like, well, obviously the public doesn't agree with the Marvel VP. Like, no. The people at the Hugo Awards who virtue signal out their ass every year now to show how pure they are of mind and heart put these characters up. Now, I'm not saying they're bad characters. I haven't read the comic books. Maybe they're great. But one's got nothing to do with the other.
Panther so far.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with Black Panther.
Why Black Panther? He's been around for a while. It's not like they just pulled him out of thin air.
Yeah, he's been around since the 60s.
Well,
and he was created by two white guys.
Isn't he one of the only original black people?
If I remember correctly, he might be one of the first published black superheroes. I'll look that up. That might not be so, but at least in Marvel, I think he may have been.
Now, I didn't read this article, so my comments on this are not necessarily just about that. But Marvel is learning what so many other companies still haven't learned, is that SJWs get their panties in a wad and they talk about how they want all this diversity, and they don't support the stuff that they're talking about. Anita Sarkeesian doesn't go out. They're not the ones playing games. They're not the ones reading the comics. They're not the ones watching the movies. They're just bitching about those things. And then these companies go and change shit and offend their fans, the people who were watching and buying, and then everything just goes to shit. Okay, I hear somebody either breathing into their mic or
not me.
There's wind.
So Black Panther first appeared in 1966. He is not the first black hero in Marvel Comics, because Gabriel Jones was a member of the Howling Commandos, which was Nick Fury's like World War II setup, and he appeared in 1963. He wasn't a superhero though; he was just a soldier essentially. So as far as I can tell from the list of black superheroes, Black Panther is the earliest recorded black superhero. And he was created by two white guys.
Well, it's just 1966. They were all created by white guys. Man. Yeah, I just don't understand why this lesson hasn't been learned. That you're not going to increase your nerd base by appealing to SJWs. They're not going to be your core audience.
No, I mean, look at all the other comics that they've attempted to do this with. I mean, they either had some short run of some character with a gender swap thing or whatever, and then the comic died. They had there was a series called, I think it was called A Force or something like that, and the idea was it was an all women's Avengers. All the team members were women, and it was like the super feminist thing, and after it went into its independent run of comic books, it was canceled after 10 issues. because nobody was buying it. Like, okay, what does that tell you when you're trying to push a social message or virtue signal something using comic book characters that people just want to see be their themselves instead of like pushing an agenda? I mean, I don't want Spider-Man coming along and telling me how I should think about moral stuff outside of be the good guy. That's it. I just want a very simple sort of, dynamic. I mean, sure, you can make it complex or something because, readers these days are more sophisticated or whatever, but not if you're going to tell me and bop me over the head with, political, social activist jargon the whole time.
Well, Aaron in the chat just said it perfectly. Appeal to your fans, not the public.
Yes.
It's fine to try to expand your base. You want more customers, obviously. But pay attention to why you have customers.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, don't start making stupid shit.
Yeah, like I said before, I mean, if you're going to have Thor somehow morph into a woman, you have to build up to it. You have to earn that somehow through the characters and the story. You don't just like one day Thor is unworthy and now a woman picks up the hammer. Like, no, just God. Make up a new character. Make up a new character.
I just don't see why there's a reason for it. It's
lazy. It's what it is. It's lazy writing.
customers.
It's lazy writing is what it is. They want to be able to capitalize on the character's popularity and show that they're being diverse at the same time. So we take an established character, we change something about them, or we do change the character altogether, and the only thing that's different is the color of ink we're using or the way that we've drawn the person underneath the suit or whatever. And somehow that makes it okay. There was a story today about how Marvel has its very first Latina lesbian superhero with her own series.
Excuse me.
For what?
Latinx.
So I apologize.
Latinx.
I apologize. She is a Latinx
Achoo.
lesbian
Latinx.
superhero. Now, she is an original character.
Which is great.
She's not a remake of some other character. She's been around for a few years, but they've decided to give her her own series now and expand her presence. And I'm like, fine. I don't care. Let's see if the thing's still selling in 6 months. I mean, either it's going to be good or it won't. It's not going to be good on the basis of arbitrary traits of the character that say nothing about the quality of the stories. It's like, I could go on. Mara deleted one of Red's comments. What?
What did I just miss? What are we arguing about in chat here?
I don't know. Mara timed Red. What the hell happened? What's going on, you guys? Are you fighting? What did you do?
They're gonna make me scroll back.
Red was being like all like sexy and stuff earlier. Now you kicked her out. I'm sad.
I think it was an accident.
So she says. But she was like zapping her comments too. I don't know.
No, she was just saying.
Oh, are we arguing about bearing?
I don't think so.
What? Why would?
No, they were talking about copyrighted music and
Yeah,
fair use law.
It came from the Bearing video because Bearing. I did see earlier where Better Ed said something about Bearing using copyrighted stuff and not getting
it's
shut
cartoon
down for it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then in one of his latest videos, actually, I think it might be the one that came out today. It's two actually that use an Enya song. His one shows you how to make anything look dramatic. He says you put it in black and white, slow it down, and just play Enya.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it it's a tiny portion of the song though, right?
It is.
That's
well,
weird
in the second video.
Yeah.
In that video, it falls under fair use.
He has a second video where he uses that same clip, that same strategy, like 5 or 6 times, 7 times. I don't know. I didn't count, but he does use it quite a bit, or quite a number of times.
Then the second one's questionable.
Why? See, if that was the case, then Atheism is Unstoppable's videos would all be shut down because his theme music is a variant of an Enya song every single time. So, Oh, whatever.
Well, using it, if it's wrong for him to be using it, he'll get struck for it, and
Yeah.
you'll get his money. Well, her money. Is Enya? What is Enya?
Enya is a Irish singer. It's a she, and she's
It's a
been
she.
around for a
Okay.
long time. And I used to have one of her albums when I was a kid, The Memory of Trees, and it was something that was really easy to fall asleep to.
Yeah, I could fall asleep to her music. But I always think of the South Park episode where Stan's grandpa is showing him what it's like to be old,
Mm.
and locks him in a room he can't get out of and just plays Enya.
Corey's asking me, speaking of North Korea, do you remember the movie The Interview? Yes, I remember the movie The Interview and all the hubbub behind it, and also the fact that that also was involved with the whole Sony email hack, which is what led to Spider-Man going back to Marvel and a whole bunch of other crazy things that came out of that. So yeah, I remember The Interview.
I do want to apologize to Better Red for her getting timed out there. I'm told it was an accident. Won't happen again. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
'cause
think Mara was trying to click on because she sent her a link if you look at the message.
Yep.
And I think she was trying to copy it or something.
Yeah, there's only so many redheads in this chat, so leave them be. I'm a big redhead fan.
I really like Better Red, even though we disagree quite often, because Better Red doesn't get offended and like run off. She'll stay, have an argument, and then when we switch subjects, it's right back in there having fun with us.
Yep.
I like people like that. I like diversity.
Fernanda, I owned an Enya CD. I don't still have it. It was back when I was a kid. I mean, she did the music for
Now
Lord
he
of the
owns-
Rings, so it was not.
Now
She's
he
not
owns
all
the
bad.
entire collection.
No, I don't own the entire collection.
I
Feel bad
don't
now.
understand people who buy soundtracks to movies like Lord of the Rings. I had a friend back in high school who owned the soundtrack to Star Wars and actually listened to it often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's boring without them having space battles.
There's one exception to that, Star Wars wise. So do you remember? You may or may not remember the before the prequels came out. There was a multimedia project called Shadows of the Empire or Shadow of the Empire. Do you remember this?
Oh, Shadow of the
Empire. Yeah. So this was, it was a multimedia project. The thought of the whole project was everything but the movie, and I'm quoting that. So there was a book, there was a video game, there were toys, there were comic books, whole nine yards. It was basically just a test run of getting all the infrastructure ready for the prequels, but they decided to base it around the idea of the storyline that took place between episode 5 and episode 6, so between Empire Strikes Back and Jedi. And so one of the things that I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, one of the parts of it was they made a soundtrack for this non-movie, the movie that didn't exist. So there's all these songs on the soundtrack that depict scenes out of the book and the story that you can't see, you can't put along with the action. So it was actually really good music, really epic music, sort of like an opera without the, sort of listening to it without the scenes. And it almost tells the story in the way that the music works, and it's really interesting. The liner book, the book in the CD, actually tells you what's going on in the story for each song, and sort of gives you a hint as to what's happening. And like all the characters have, you remember like Peter and the Wolf, how like the grandpa was the oboe and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There were different parts in the songs where you could tell, oh, this is where Princess Leia comes in because the music is this, and this is where the villain comes in because the music is this. It's kind of like that. It's really cool.
I really enjoyed the game.
A lot of people
never heard
I never
the
played
soundtrack.
it. I never played
the game was awesome. Oh man. Sorry, my brain has just gone to mush here. I apologize, guys.
You got like 3 hours of sleep or something, right?
Yes, about that. And not very restful sleep because I was in a lot of pain. Last night, I call her Little Butt. Little Butt, not only did she need Grandpa, she needed to be up against Grandpa.
Aw.
And, yeah.
That's cute.
My skin is very sensitive, and she for the record, guys, most of the time that I'm streaming, I'm shirtless. because I can't have a shirt on my body. So I'm trying to comfort a 2-year-old who has to be pushed up against me constantly.
Oh.
It was very sweet, but god damn, it was painful. Oh, somebody's requesting you to say "Aw, penguin." She needs pictures to say "Aw, penguin," so you got to send her some on Twitter.
Send her penguin pictures on Twitter, and then she'll go gaga for penguins.
Coupon for Cocoa Puffs.
It's almost like extortion. It's like, I'll do it if you send me the pictures. I got to come up with
That
something
sounds like some creepy shit that people do for dick pics.
Yeah, I need to come up with something like that so girls will send me hot pictures. I wonder if there's a catchphrase I've got that'll do that.
How about send me pictures?
Crikey!
A little too.
Why does someone want me to talk about penguins?
I just want to hear you.
They want to hear you say it.
I mean, like you wanted me to say, you wanted to hear me say, "Oh boy." They want to hear you say, penguins or whatever.
See, Scribe just did it. I don't have to do it.
I can't do it like you can do it.
I'm off the hook.
You are not off the hook.
No, you're not. Though I do like when she goes street on us.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Shit, I forgot what comment I was going to talk about there. Somebody asked if I'd ever thought about being a nude model. Nobody wants to see a 41-year-old man nude.
Unless you're Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, I guess.
Or Sean Connery.
Burt Reynolds. That's.
Well,
I don't think people even want to see Sean Connery. I know women talk about how hot he is, but nobody wants to see his wrinkly old balls.
Well, not Sean Connery now, but 41-year-old Sean Connery.
Well, even by then, your balls start to sag. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, it'd be like tasteful.
Nobody wants to see saggy balls.
It'd be tasteful.
Tasteful balls?
That's not a penguin.
Tasteful balls. No, a tasteful photograph, like Burt Reynolds in that whole, wasn't he on a bear rug or something in that photo that he's all famous for?
Yeah, was it the Cosmo? No,
something like
Playgirl.
That. He's conveniently posed so it doesn't actually show everything, but he's butt naked.
I contend nobody actually wants to see balls. Even people who like penis don't want to see balls. Balls are gross.
I've got balls of steel. Balls. You ever hear that recording?
I have not.
Oh God. Okay,
I
so
haven't either.
there's this. I'll find it on YouTube and I'll send the link out. There is this classic video. It's all audio. So what it was is that there were some people. Do you know Ventrilo, the the gaming thing where you talk to people on voice chat? Okay. Anyway.
Vent. Yeah.
Yeah, Vent. Yeah. So there was these people on Vent, and I don't even know what game it was, but you hear a woman who turns out to be one of these kids' moms, and a couple other people on Vent. They're all talking to each other, and someone somewhere is playing Duke Nukem soundboard at the mother, and it's like I've got balls of steel. And he just keeps doing that over and over, and it's driving her nuts, and she goes insane. And she starts crying at one point. I'll find the clip, and I'll tell you, it's the most hilarious thing ever. It's classic.
Okay.
Duke Nukem had a lot of good catchphrases. I didn't actually like the game, though.
Duke Nukem 3D was pretty good.
Older shooters like that, I just never... I didn't really get into shooters until Counter-Strike.
There's the link. Give it a listen now or watch later. I can talk for a bit or whatever. But everybody should take a moment and give that the 3 minutes or whatever however long it is. Yeah, it's so good. It's one of those internet classics right up there with the Numa guy and stuff. Numa, yeah.
I just want to read my comment for the people watching tomorrow. Talking about balls real quick. My teenage balls were already wrinkled. Balls come that way.
Oh yeah,
by the time you're 40, by the time you're 40, they look like raisins that are melting.
Oh God.
It's not pretty.
Mine are healthy. Mine are fine looking, just by the way. I'm not 41 yet, but
mine are healthy, but they're wrinkled. Don't tell me your balls look like they've been ironed.
No. Ew. Ow. God. What do you do with your free time?
Wouldn't you like to know?
But pretty sure he does this with his free time.
Yeah, what I have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who was
Scribe
your
and his
guys'
fine-looking balls.
favorite actors?
Scribe
Oh,
routinely
no.
checks his balls. Yeah, I routinely check my balls for tumors. That's what you want to avoid, testicular cancer. That's what you do after a hot bath.
Okay, personal question: do you like having your balls sucked on?
SDA.
I'm not offering. I'm asking.
SDA opinions.
I don't have balls.
Oh, or yeah, oh, you're talking to me. Oh, God, when was the last time that happened? I can't recall that I minded it. No. Do you have a sensitivity to that, like touching your butt?
No, it's not that. It just it feels so weird. It kind of throws the whole thing off for me. I guess maybe if it happened every day, but maybe I'd get used to it.
So all you need is a horse and some peanut butter, and it can happen every day.
No, you won't do that with a horse. If they accidentally bite, you're gonna lose your apples, man.
Oh, that's probably true. That's probably true. That's how they got Mr. Ed to
Gross.
talk, by putting peanut butter in his mouth.
Yes, yes.
Bay wants to know if your doodle skin is also really sensitive.
All right, you guys are about to learn too much. Actually, no. It's one of the few places the nerve blockers are working perfectly.
Oh no, that sucks.
Yeah, sucks bad. I bet I wouldn't mind having my ball sucked on now.
You wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't feel it.
It's happening. It's happening right now.
Hey, sweet.
He looks down and there's Mrs. Monkey. What the hell?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry I brought that up. It's just
I'm sorry too. I think we're all sorry.
Well, Scribe still didn't answer.
I've never met. Well, he said he didn't remember not liking it.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the last time it happened that I can recall, and as far as I can recall, I didn't have a problem with it. Of course, it felt different because it doesn't happen every day, as far as I know, unless I'm also blocked in the nerve somehow.
Do you ever notice how much she doesn't listen to you? I mean, we just had that conversation.
I know.
What?
I know.
It's like you two are married and she just blocks out the shit you say.
Well, we're practically married. I mean, I'm beating on her for fun.
That's true. True.
It's like it's like
Annie tells me what to do.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a religious relationship.
Oh, somebody asked us about favorite actors, didn't they?
Oh,
KV, why do you keep repeating my name?
What? SDA?
We answered the weirdest place I've ever masturbated. In my room, in my bed.
Yes.
Yes.
Favorite actor. God, there's so many. I mean, it depends.
Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are hot.
Probably. I mean, if there's one for pure range, give me a second.
I don't know that I have a favorite. There's some that I like. I love Will Smith in most of the movies he's been in. Let's not talk about Wild Wild West or After Earth or whatever the fuck that other one was called with his son.
Gary Oldman. Just because of the fact that so many times now he has, I mean, if you look at his range of characters, they are all so distinct, not only in their characterization, but also in their appearance. There's been a couple of movies where I didn't know it was Gary Oldman until somebody told me. Specifically,
you guys are giving such good detailed answers.
Specifically, like Hannibal. No, was it Hannibal? No, it was Hannibal, not Red Dragon. Hannibal. Until somebody told me he was under the makeup, I had no clue. And he's played a midget. he played an evil corporate guy in Fifth Element. Zorg. He's been Commissioner Gordon. If you see him in The Professional, he's one of the best villains on film at that stage of the game. Gary Oldman. I don't know if he's my favorite actor because there's so many actors I like, but I tell you what, he's up there.
We'll get back to actors here in a second. Somebody asked me, they heard that the nerve blockers are working perfectly. Does it keep me from getting an erection? Here's the really sad part. No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
On a lighter note, SDA is an American treasure. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
But are you a national treasure? Because if so, Nicolas Cage is looking for you.
I'm okay with that.
old man balls again.
Oh,
Samuel L.
that
Jackson is another one that
Oh,
that
yes.
I really like.
Kevin Spacey,
And
Samuel
with him, Kevin Spacey. Those two go together with me because of the Negotiator. Such a
Negotiator.
good
Yes. Oh, it's such nobody talks about it anymore, but it's so good.
movie. I might have to watch that when I go to bed tonight. That's such a good movie. You know, a movie we've never talked about, and I thought about it the other day. One of my
What's that?
favorite movies, The Replacements,
Oh, yeah.
the football movie.
Yes.
It has some of the funniest lines of any movies. When the guy shoots the quarterback's car, it makes me laugh every fucking time. It's one of the underrated Keanu Reeves movies that he actually did a pretty good job acting in. But I love comedies, and that one makes me laugh all the time.
To give a serious answer, I do actually like Robert Downey Jr. because I've seen some of his older movies, before he went off the deep end. And I like those, and I like him in Iron Man. I also like Bradley Cooper. He's in a lot of interesting roles, and I
You know
like
what
him.
the Samuel L. Jackson movie my sister and I love, but is probably not considered a very good movie? Amos
Snakes on a Plane.
Amos and Andrew.
Oh, wow.
Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage, Samuel L. Jackson. As far as I know, it's the only time they've been in a movie together. I could be wrong about that, but Amos and Andrew is, I don't know, my sister and I, we watch that once every few years or something, just randomly, and we just can't help but laugh at that one.
I actually do like Keanu Reeves too.
Depends on the movie.
I really liked him. I liked him in Point Break, even though that's a dumbass movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those. That's one of my guilty pleasure movies. It's a stupid fucking movie. It's just dumb, but I love it. I watch it anytime I see it. I can't believe they did a remake of that fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, they remade Total Recall. I mean, it's got the.
Well, at least.
Yeah.
Total Recall was a big movie when it came out.
Yeah, and it was fine. You don't
Point
need to remake
Break
it.
Was not really.
Well, yeah, okay. So they make a shitty remake of a shitty movie. What the fuck was the point? If you're going to remake a movie, make it better than the one that you're remaking. And if you're going to try to remake a classic, don't remake a classic, for fuck's sake. Except for True Grit, again, there are the rare exceptions where it works. The Fly, True Grit, these are remakes that did work. It's not always a complete failure, but if you look at Psycho, Point Break, Total Recall, Fright Night, and on, just stop.
Trying to think, there's so many actors I like that, I mean, every actor, well, not every, but a lot of actors have bad movies. So I don't blame them for, a bad movie here and there. But man, there's just so many actors these days. When we grew up, there were like 4.
James Gandolfini. Every moment of Tony Soprano was a piece of art, and his ability to shift moods and be menacing in one moment and then funny the next, and everything happening in his eyes. Ah, God, what a loss! But man, James Gandolfini is Tony Soprano. Probably one of the best consistent acting jobs, and along with that same kind of thing for a series, Bryan Cranston as Walter White.
Yeah.
That's pretty high. That's pretty tops. And him and oh God, I can't remember the name of the guy that plays Jesse. I should know this. Tip my tongue.
Oh God.
Anyway,
all that's coming to me is his last name in the show. Help us out, chat.
Pinkman. Yeah, chat. So I don't have to actually hit a couple buttons and look it up on
Jesse?
Wikipedia.
There's actually a great moment in the movie Zootopia, if you've ever seen it.
Aaron Paul, that's it.
Aaron Paul, yes. That is a callback to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
There's a scene where the animals are being drugged, and the one guy's on the phone, and the rabbit and the fox are there listening in.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I got to go. Jesse and Walter are here.
Oh, God. Oh, did you see that I tweeted out the training video from Gus Fring today?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, AMC. So in conjunction with Better Call Saul, because apparently Gus Fring is going to show up in the season 3, or already has. They released a training video Gus Fring put out for his restaurant as a promo for the show, and it's fucking hilarious. It's awesome.
I'll have to check that out. I like Gus.
That That's a great character. That is a great character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito. I remember the first time I ever saw him was in the TV show Homicide. He showed up, and I didn't like the character he played there, but man, he makes Gus Fring just the best villain.
You know who else I really like, who's made a lot of bad movies, but I still forgive? Bruce Willis. I love Bruce Willis movies. And yeah, he's typically just the same guy, but I fucking love the character he plays. He's been the same pretty much since Moonlighting.
His last good movie was Red. That was about it. Or Reds, whichever one that was. Red. The Red was his last good action movie. Everything else, like G.I. Joe and everything else,
Not see, I still forgive him because Die Hard.
Die Hard, Last Boy Scout, and of course, my favorite Bruce. Can you guess what my favorite Bruce Willis movie is?
Hudson Hawk.
You are correct. Oh,
I fucking love that movie.
That movie is so cool. I love the part where it's like, I'm going to torture you so slowly you'll think it's a career. I love that line. That line is so good.
That movie is so dumb, but it's so great. So great.
And it was never meant to be that. Everything I hear about the making of that movie was it was just supposed to be an actual like action caper flick. And then him and Danny Aiello like started adding the music and being comedic, and it just became this Frankenstein monster of garbage, but it's so good.
Hudson Hawk is excellent. It's an underrated movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, don't go into it expecting cinema gold. Go into it expecting cheese that you're going to love.
Unbreakable, yes. Unbreakable is very... Although I look at that more as an M. Night Shyamalan movie than I do as a Bruce Willis movie, and Samuel L. Jackson was a much better character in that movie than Bruce Willis was. Bruce Willis was a bit too wooden. I mean, there were moments, but it was just kind of Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis. But Samuel L. Jackson is Mr. Glass, and being one of the few M. Night Shyamalan movies that actually was good. Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Kevin Costner. I like Kevin Costner, and my favorite Kevin Costner movie, I've met very few people who've even watched it. Tin Cup is funny as fuck.
Tin Cup, yeah.
I fucking love that
movie.
You know what I love about that movie? His character in it.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed true to the character all the way through to the end.
Yes.
In most movies like that, he would have won the tournament, and
right.
I'm not going to spoil it for everybody what happened, but they stayed true to his character.
I think you just spoiled it.
I didn't spoil it.
There's really only two outcomes. Either you win or you don't.
Nope, that's not true. Because he still wins even though he doesn't win.
I know. I was trying. Never mind.
Shut up. Spoiled it. I can't think of too many movies. So many movies have that redemption moment, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
They stayed so true to that character to the end that I fucking love it.
Yeah. The Kevin Costner movie that nobody talks about anymore, Fandango.
Oh my God.
That's old as shit, but that's a good movie. Or at least I like it. I don't know how classic it is, but I like it.
The one that he did where he's the one guy in America who gets to decide who the next president will be. I forget the name of it.
Swing State.
Swing State. Yeah. Not a good movie in premise.
No.
But it was a fun little movie, and I did enjoy that one. And it's because he played Kevin Costner, if he's not in a very serious role, always kind of plays the same Tin Cup character.
Aw shucks.
Yeah, Bull Durham. Bull Durham is such an excellent movie.
Yes.
But it's in that one he just plays a smarter version of that same character.
Yeah.
He's got a little more schooling in him.
I still like Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams was a good movie.
Yeah.
I hate it. What's Avatar? Oh, Dances with Wolves. I hated that fucking movie. Thought it was sucked. Same with Wyatt Earp. Oh, and I don't see why they should have screened Tombstone first because they released it right about the same time. And
that happens with a lot of movies. You'll get two projects of similar content happening almost parallel. Like you have Dante's Peak and Volcano. You had Deep Impact and Armageddon and so on. Yeah, this happens very, very often, actually.
But the problem with that is that in that specific case, because Armageddon and Deep Impact are similar movies that stand on their own pretty well.
Yeah, Deep Impact was far more of a drama than it was an action movie.
Of the two, I would say in that if you look at a box office war, Armageddon probably has the lead there.
Oh, it killed, yes.
But the two movies were both, I mean, they stood on their own. But when you look at Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp,
Yeah.
The timing could not have been worse for Wyatt Earp.
See, the problem, I think the problem Kevin Costner had in that era was that JFK was so fucking long and so convoluted that when a Wyatt Earp came out, people were like, "Oh, this is a 2.5 hour Kevin Costner movie. Fuck that! I don't want to go anywhere near that shit."
Well, around that same time, you had Waterworld.
Waterworld is underrated.
Bombed.
It's underrated. It's cheese. And it's entertaining. It is entertaining, but the story behind its production is probably more entertaining than the movie itself.
Well, they almost had that same problem with Titanic. Titanic, they spent so much money on it, and they kept having to spend so much money on it that if it hadn't have been the movie that it was, it would have been the next Waterworld.
Oh, somebody said in the chat, The Stand. Yeah, the Stand TV movie, that was the first time I'd ever heard Don't Fear the Reaper used correctly in a movie. Because, with the world ending and everything. And Gary Sinise, I think that was the first time I ever really noticed him. I know I'd seen him in movies before then, but Gary Sinise in that movie, that was... I read that book about a year or two before the TV movie came out. The book is excellent. And I read the unabridged one, not the old one with all the stuff cut out. But Gary Sinise is Stuart Redman, and MOON, that spells whatever. That's a great story. They better not remake that. Although I know that Randall Flagg, or the Dark Man, depending on which version you're talking about, is being played by Matthew McConaughey in the Dark Tower movie coming out. Yeah.
I just say I want to address two comments here. Jonathan David Lee Aldridge, I haven't got to say your name in a while, said, "I ducking love Tombstone, you hush monkey." I love Tombstone. Tombstone is the first DVD I ever bought.
Tombstone's great.
Not historically accurate, but such a great movie.
Val Kilmer, all the way, man. Jesus.
Scott Wilson said, "Got to be an extra on Tombstone. 17-year-old Kate Hudson was roaming around on the set. You lucky fucker."
Well, roaming around on the set, what were you doing?
He's the guy you see beating it in the corner.
He's churning butter. No, that's not butter.
Did we put SDA to sleep again?
Maybe.
That kind of sleep. I thought you were talking about something else. Remember.
Scott said she was a brat.
Why am I a brat?
No, not you, Kate Hudson. Or Kate. Oh God.
Sorry. Someone asked who my favorite pony was from My Little Pony. I like Twilight a lot. I also like Rarity. Rarity's fun because she's really melodramatic, and I'm really melodramatic in my representation, yo.
Thank you, Serenity Lotus. Oh, what are your thoughts on an It remake? I don't care about It. I like some Stephen King stuff. I'm not a huge fan.
I'll see it.
Doesn't matter to me.
I'll probably see it because, I mean, a big budget, wide release Stephen King movie hasn't been for a while. And I like Christine, I liked The Shining. I mean, depending on who's making these things and how they interpret them, they can either be complete trash like Sleepwalkers, or they can be just gold like Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
With the Green Goblin on the front of the truck, which is the best thing ever.
Tu Wong Fu is about, I don't know why we're talking about Tu Wong Fu. That movie was so overrated.
Well,
I did.
Tu Wong Fu was like some kind of Hollywood trying to catch up to Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and no. And especially like Wesley Snipes got it. There's so much backstory to how they talked Wesley Snipes into playing a drag queen, and how he hated it.
Okay, I'm not a My Little Pony fan, but
really?
Ather Toast? Is that how you say that? Arthur? I don't know. Aether.
Yeah.
Rarity is such a fucking cunt, especially how she treats Spike. I love that somebody just called a My Little Pony a cunt.
She doesn't treat Spike badly.
Is that based on your version of treating people badly?
No, I mean, Spike has a crush on her, and she's like, whatever.
Wait. There's love stories in My Little Pony?
Well, Spike is a baby dragon with a crush on a pony, and this is like an adult pony, so it's like a 5-year-old having a crush on someone.
Gross.
It's weird. It's a little
And
weird, to be honest. But he
it's weird
doesn't
we're
do
talking
more.
about My Little.
He doesn't do more for rarities. Talking about gender dynamics and My Little Pony. Oh my god. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Are you really done?
Chat, we're taking requests for topics and questions and whatever you have on your
Do we
mind.
want
So
to
make
look
sure
at
you're throwing it out.
do we want to look at comments from the last stream or something? Oh wait, Jonathan.
Yeah, we can do that in a second. Jonathan David Lee Aldridge said SDA talk about that monkey/scribe. Don't know. Saying you talk about ponies because me and him have no
ponies.
idea.
I have,
And you're right. We don't.
yeah,
Well, Scribe might.
much.
He has a whole
Well,
collection of My Little
no,
Ponies.
yeah, my whole collection. Yeah.
So Babe brings up a good point. Rarity is literally the character that represents generosity, and she doesn't take advantage of Spike.
Much.
No, she doesn't. Like he
She
does
uses him
stuff.
for his resources.
He doesn't have any resources. He's a baby dragon.
He has fire breath. He can make fire.
Dragons all have a cache of gold somewhere.
He can fly, right?
No.
Well, he's a baby
got
dragon, so
flying
he's got a cache of pennies. Scribe
Not
Light,
anymore.
what's your favorite
Bitch took 'em.
Vincent? What's your favorite?
She doesn't
Vincent
take
Price
advantage of him.
movie? My favorite Vincent Price movie. God, that's a good one.
Thriller.
If I was joking, I'd say that, but I'm not going to joke about Vincent Price, you jerk.
Oh,
Jeez, this is Vincent
my bad.
Price. Vincent Price.
He's dead. He don't care.
It's either The Abominable Dr. Fives or House on Haunted Hill, probably, just because of how smooth he is in that movie. That's probably so one of those two, probably.
I saw somebody said smart privilege. I didn't actually watch the video on that. So I'm not, I'm
What
assuming it
video
means
on
that
what?
smart people, somebody made a video about the smart privilege thing.
What's smart privilege?
Scribe, what's your favorite
I'm-
economic policy? Me being financially secure. Serenity Loan is Shane or Unforgiven. Oh God. I learned so much from Shane, like keeping my back to the corner of the room and keeping an eye on the front door. But God, that's a tough one. Probably Unforgiven, but only by a smidge, just because, just the overall acting on all parts there, the different stories that never intertwine, like Richard Harris showing up as English Bob, and like he's just a side story, but it adds so much flavor to the entire universe of that movie. And yet he never meets, as far as I recall, he never meets Clint Eastwood or any of those other guys. He's out of town before that happens. And, Little Bill, the whole 9 yards. It's just such a great flick. Everybody did a great job, and it's a great Western.
Well, I
Yay.
have yesterday's video privatized right now for reasons I'm not going to go into, but so I can't read comments from yesterday's video.
Oh,
So we'll have to make some up.
how about video? How about you can't read comments from your regular videos because you use those for Dear Dumbass. So.
Oh, we
Oh,
can
someone-
I had a good one too. Go ahead.
Someone asked about Bates Motel. I don't know if that's like, do we like it? I've seen up to part of season 2. I haven't watched it in a while, but I liked it when I watched it. I want to catch up on it after I finish my assignments from Scribe, of course, because if I don't, he won't beat me.
I haven't watched it at all.
Bates
My
Motel,
time is so limited.
I watched the
I-
first season, and it was interesting. And of course, the lady who plays the mom, Vera Farmiga, I never know how to say her name correctly. She is hot as hell. I've always liked her. Oh man, she's a little creepy in this show, but yeah, she's worth watching.
Scribe needs a minute to himself.
I would need a few more of those minutes. I don't quite. I take longer than that monkey. I have stamina.
Well, so do I these days.
SDA, use the penguin to show where Scribe touched you.
Oh god.
Zach Mitchell. I'm glad you're a person.
How do you know? Maybe just a
Shut
very
up.
smart algorithm. Time Bandits, yeah, Time Bandits. Yeah, Terry Gilliam movies kind of run the gamut from being like epic to being really, really weird. God, I forget what the one he did just a few years ago with the little girl that was like lost in the fantasy land. That was a weird movie. I didn't really particularly like that one. But the movie that he didn't make, and a movie that everybody should see, it's called Lost in La Mancha, and it's a behind-the-scenes documentary about Terry Gilliam attempting to make Don Quixote, starring Johnny Depp, and the absolute abject disaster it turns into. I won't ruin what goes on, and of course, you can't see the movie because it never got finished, so that's a clue. But if you want to see a really great, interesting movie about not only the filmmaking process, but just a slow-moving train wreck, look up Lost in La Mancha. Great movie.
If you've asked questions and we've missed them, go ahead and ask them again because we'll miss them, but we might catch one or two. Oh, damn. How long have we been going? Did we start at 9?
Just about.
Yeah.
So hour and 45 so far. Yep.
Doesn't feel like that long. Usually being with you two just makes time drag.
Thanks.
Fuck you too.
There you go. I was just being funny.
Really? Do you hear anybody laughing?
I was, and I'm the important one.
I don't think you weren't even laughing. You didn't.
I was
You
laughing
didn't
on the
even
inside.
chuckle.
He was laughing on the inside, but he can't feel it because of the nerve killers.
Those aren't working in that area.
Did I tell you about my problems with eating?
No.
Where I can't tell whether or not I've ate because I can't feel my stomach.
The fuck are they having? What do they have you on? Jesus Christ.
Well, they're trying to stop, horrible mind-numbing pain. So.
I know, but it's just holy shit, God.
Earlier, Princess Buttercup said she liked Moulin Rouge. I actually really do love that movie, despite I shouldn't, but it was actually really well done. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
my wife is over there smiling.
I like
she loved that movie.
I like the Roxanne bit. That's probably my favorite bit in the whole movie, the whole Roxanne sequence.
I've been late a couple of times because of the Roxanne sequence. My wife loves that dude's voice.
Mm-hmm. It's just so gravelly. It's all Roxanne.
I hate that song so much. It makes me want to stab people.
Okay. Well, you know what movie not to watch with SDA?
Anyway.
So somebody needs to get her a copy of the Assassin's Creed movie.
That also would put me out of the mood too.
Well, yes, out of the mood of stabbing me, hopefully.
Well, also out of the mood of sexing anybody as well.
Well, you don't have to be in the mood. I'll just beat you. It doesn't have to involve sex. That's the stereotype. You don't actually. Sex isn't necessarily a required aspect of that kind of fun. So,
Shade Shadow said they sat through 15 minutes Moulin Rouge. Jesus Christ, they butchered so many songs in that time I couldn't watch anymore.
It's a medley. Of course, it's butchered.
Oh my God. Someone in chat, I think this might be in reference to Monkey. I can't feel my dick when I'm with you, but I hate it.
What?
Cute. It's from the song.
I can't feel my face.
I can't feel my face. Which, by the way, if you can't feel your face, you might want to see a doctor.
T Thunder Lizard, Dark City. I love that movie. Weird. No, it's not weird, except for the fact that in the original cut, they give away the entire secret of the movie in the first 5 minutes, whereas in the original cut, the way the directors wanted it to be, that's held off to as the big reveal later on. And I never understood. I saw it in the theater, and I never understood, why are you telling us this in exposition before the story begins? This takes away all the mystery, all the surprises. It never made any sense. And then when you see the DVD cut, the Ultimate Edition, which has the commentary by Roger Ebert, he loved that movie so much he did a whole movie commentary for that movie. I don't think he does that very often, or did that very often. Then you see it as it should be seen, and it's still a great movie.
That's why I hated American Beauty, because they tell you right at the very beginning he dies.
Well, I mean, sort of like Sunset Boulevard. I mean, Sunset Boulevard, the guy dies at the beginning too. That's the whole sort of flashback sequence. It depends on how they do it. What's
the worst thing you would do for $100,000, Zach?
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh, wait.
That sounds like you're trying to hire us for something, and I don't think we should answer it.
Yeah, I'm not answering that.
There you go. What would you do?
Okay, we're running out of questions here, so we're going to be wrapping it up soon. So last call for questions and comments.
Somebody asked if I have a movie review channel. If I don't, I should. I don't. Although I've done streams where I've reviewed some stuff.
Are we doing a
maybe
Daredevil
sometime in the
stream
future.
when I finish it?
After you're done with it, we will. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah. So once you're done with Daredevil, we'll do a stream on your channel like we did with.
How do I feel about Layla, as in the
Layla.
song? Well, I saw Eric Clapton live, and because he's an old fart, he did the acoustic version, and I
You
wanted
know
to.
Layla? What? You know something that happened? But what? Huh?
We've already established that I know a lot of stuff from the 70s because my parents, when my parents were teenagers.
Okay. Yeah. If we're talking about the song, it's okay.
Have I seen the Hangover movies and what are my thoughts? I watched the first one. I watched part of the second one, and I won't watch the third. I mean, if it's ever on and I happen to be there, I'm not going to turn it off. But it's not something I'll go out of my way for. It's getting. They're turning it into the Police Academy movies at this point. They're just churning them out for profit. The first one I really liked. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, the first one was great.
Donnie Darko.
Oh, Donnie Darko. The head over heels sequence with the Tears for Fears song is probably one of the best uses of music and visuals in a movie that I've seen in a long time. I just watched that part, and it's just a piece of art all by itself because it tells you so much about the characters without any dialogue, without any big exposition. It really gives you a feel for the landscape of the little world they're setting up in a very simple way. And that alone I give a lot of credit to, because not many directors or writers can get away with establishing character without hitting you over the head with a bunch of exposition or cheese lines, and that really does it.
Donnie Darko is a weird ass movie.
It is. It's good, but it's a cult movie.
It's a good movie. Before that, somebody asked, you will when you're older. Sorry. Has anybody else seen the Trans 101 video? No idea what that is.
It sounds familiar, but you're gonna have to tell me more. I don't know.
Will you love me?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh,
she's
dead. Monkey might.
Look at that sad puppy. That's the Avatar, though. You've already made it sadder.
What did you think of the Spawn movie?
Oh God, John Leguizamo is the fucking clown. Jesus, that was so bad. Of course, what's his name was in it, playing the bad guy. Why am I suddenly forgetting his name? He was the president on West Wing. Why am I forgetting his name?
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. Yeah, Martin Sheen played what's his name? The guy with the beard.
Sorry, I was drawing a blank too.
They're going to make they're planning on making another Spawn movie, live action, I believe.
To me, it's very much like the very first Punisher, way back when Dolph did it.
Yeah.
It's a time when it's not as bad as that first Punisher movie, but probably better to just let that movie die. Princess Buttercup asked, plants know when they're being eaten. Thoughts on the study? Plants don't have a brain. So
ever seen Repo the Genetic Opera? Yes, I've seen it twice, and it's definitely cult material. I like it because it's got that sort of cyberpunk feel to it, and some of the songs are okay. But it's an acquired taste. Not everybody's gonna like it. Ranting Monkey Scribe, Bloodwing asks, what's your biggest celebrity crush from your youth? Mine was Stevie Nicks. My biggest celebrity crush, Celeste, the porn star.
Nice. Oh man. I don't know.
Liam Neeson.
That's so creepy.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. I'll have to think on that one and get back to you.
What's the least it would take for you to post nudes of yourself online? $10 million.
Just no.
I'd do it for $10 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit after $10 million to be like, that's fine.
I will show you my saggy raisins.
Big hairy raisins.
That's the sexiest thing you've ever said.
What'd she
Is
say?
there a Mrs. Monkey?
She said that was She
I
said that's
thought
the
she was
sexiest thing
watching
I've
Grey's
ever said.
Anatomy.
That's the sexiest thing you've ever said. Boy, she has some low standards.
Scribe says you have low standards. She does. She could have
That's
done
not
so
how
much better.
Scribe said it, monkey.
Well, I'm not going to do the inflection. That makes it
You
sound
should do
even
it.
worse. You know, Alyssa Milano was hot as shit, and that'd be as close as I can think of to a celebrity crush when I was younger.
Well, not like
I always liked the girl who played the daughter on Different Strokes.
Dana Plato.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's dead.
she had the cute little freckle. I know she's dead. I don't like her now. I'm not like beating off
You
to
like
her corpse.
you like her corpse, huh? Do you? Oh, okay.
But I will show you my saggy raisins. Should be a new shirt. It absolutely should be. Ask me about my saggy
Oh,
raisins.
can I just say the comment that I keep getting on my newest video is like, "Oh my God, Snoochie-Doodle! Oh my God, Smush Cookie!" People are just in
Somebody
love
on
with
my
that.
somebody on my last video said that the term smush cookie for a vagina is the most disgusting thing ever.
What?
So
It's adorable.
SDA, when are you going to start putting out Smush Cookie T-shirts yourself?
Here you go, baby. I'll come in a few minutes.
I don't know what that means.
I love you.
Don't you have a T-shirt or a Teespring thing or whatever?
No, Monkey made it for me.
No, well, you should start your own Teespring thing and put like Smush Cookie T-shirts up there.
Oh, maybe.
You'll sell like hotcakes or Smush Cookies.
Oh,
I
that's
would
right.
have to figure
Dana
out
Plato
how to
did do porn.
do it.
Yes, she
I'm gonna
did.
have to look that up.
Yeah.
And I'd have to get a graphic for Smush Cookie.
She was also in Night Trap, which was one of the first like interactive CD games.
Oh yeah.
Some dumb Smush Cookie. I like that.
Some dumb smush cookie. Well, aren't they all?
Really?
Really? Yes, I do love
Aw.
Mrs. Monkey. As much
Aw.
now as when we first got together.
Oh.
We will make you vomit. That's
Well, so the girl
Yes.
vomits. The girl vomits at the sweet romantic thing.
Monkey
and I
knows
go,
this stuff
"Aw."
makes me vomit.
she's
No.
dead inside.
Wait.
That's-
You
That's the
you and-
vile hatred inside coming out.
You and Bay get all like smoochy, giggly all the time. Give me a shit that romantic stuff makes you sick. Come on.
Yeah, romantic stuff
Well-
makes me sick.
Oh my god.
Theirs is more horny stuff.
Well, yeah. Okay.
She likes the horny stuff.
If anybody wants to make me a Smush Cookie graphic that's not like a Snoochie-Doodle and is like something ambiguous, like an actual cookie. I'll
Well,
put
did
it
you
on
see
a
there's
t-shirt.
like a company called Smush Cookie?
God damn it, we couldn't
Is
do
there?
it.
What are the odds
Yeah.
of that?
How do they spell it?
I think it's spelled the same way. Somebody linked it to you on Twitter like 2 days ago, woman.
You know what? It's a separate word.
Oh, there
For
you go.
us, it's all
What are the
smushed.
odds that would come up, that anyone would come up with that phrase twice? Unless
Someone-
Gutenberg was
What you
quoting
do-
that.
Someone
draw-
make a cookie and Monkey can help me put it on his Teespring store because I have no idea how to do it.
No, I will not be getting Miss Monkey's Smush Cookie. That's a weird question.
Getting
But I
her one
appreciate
or
it.
what?
No, getting hers.
Oh, he
Are
already
you getting Miss
he
Monkey's
put-
Smush Cookie?
he put a ring on it. He's already got it.
We need
That's
a
right.
pic of Michael
That
Phelps
shit's
eating a
mine.
smushed cookie.
Oh man.
No, we need like I want like a legit just a smushed cookie t-shirt.
Well, yeah, why don't you tweet to Michael Phelps and tell him, hey, could you take a picture of yourself eating a smush cookie? That'd like make meme heaven.
What if he actually sent us back a picture of him eating somebody out? It would be like, whoa. wait a minute.
That would be like headline news on.
I know, but yeah, like can you imagine headline news Michael Phelps eats smush cookie?
I don't think they'd call it that, but all right.
Somebody give me a cookie.
Oh no, don't say that. Now you're gonna get a whole bunch of tweets with like cookies and other things.
I'm gonna take that chick who was dressed up as a vagina, turn her sideways, fill her with cream, and send it to you.
You're gonna fill her with cream, are
And
you?
that's the smush cookie t-shirt?
Yeah, why not?
No, smush
I got a
cookie
great
is
tweet.
one word. Smush cookie is one word. Bad people in the chat.
What's
Gonna
the great
pop
tweet?
you on the nose.
Monkey, your predilection for talking about your anatomy so much is very disturbing. Maybe more sleep before you stream next time.
Oh, that's not
Okay, so the
Yeah.
next stream is going to be Monkey's dick.
rude ass motherfucker.
As though the times when Monkey has had a full night's sleep, he hasn't talked about his anatomy. What?
Have I talked about it that much? Maybe I should stop talking about my dick.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like you're bare chested, your skin's really sensitive, hairy raisins, so on and so on.
That's all from just this stream.
Scribe, did you ever see John Dies at the End? I tried watching that, and even though I like what's his name? The director's name. Fuck, I'm forgetting. I mean, he did Phantasm and Bubba Hotep, which is still one of the best B movies ever made. Have you ever seen Bubba Hotep?
No.
Oh God, it's Elvis and JFK versus a mummy. It's Bruce
Oh,
Campbell plays
wow.
Elvis. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. Oh, and JFK is a black man in a wheelchair in a nursing home because
Okay,
they
real
dyed his
quick.
skin. Yes.
If I were to actually set up a Teespring store and get somebody to make me a graphic of a cookie and just put like smush cookie and a cookie on a t-shirt, do you guys like that?
You're asking the
I
chat.
would like it. Yeah, I'm asking chat.
Yeah. Anybody in chat? Would you?
How would you feel about a smush cookie t-shirt?
How much do the t-shirts go on Teespring? Or what's the? I don't even know. I've never done it.
Typically, just about $22.
Yeah, when I get back, I'll do, because I've got all that stuff this weekend, but I'll harass Monkey into telling me how to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll
harass
help
him,
do
huh?
that.
Yeah, sure.
Now I just have the urge to talk about my dick for the rest of the stream. And I'm gonna make it a 4-hour stream.
Oh,
Monkey
well,
dick.
it'll be Monkey by himself then, because I'm going to be shutting down pretty soon.
Oh, that's right. I'll play your part.
If you
too.
guys want to send me art for it, go for it, please.
I would love it if like one day I was sick or I had to go somewhere or something. I come back and like Monkey was talking to himself for 2 hours trying to do me.
I'll do the Scribe part 2.
Moving on either side of the microphone to make it sound like it's coming from different directions.
Oh, apparently Sargon has a T-shirt contest. You could do it
Yes,
for
the
SDA.
top prize for the Sargon T-shirt contest is apparently $2,000.
I don't want Sargon to sell my smush cookie t-shirt. I'm selling it. It's my fucking t-shirt.
No, he's not going to sell your T-shirt for you. Have you ever met Sargon? I mean, you've been in a chat with a lot of
Yes,
famous
I
people.
have.
Okay, I've never met him.
I played Cards Against Humanity with him.
Ooh. My celebrity encounters so far, at least subscriber wise, are Bering and Blair White, and what was his name? Fuck, I'm forgetting the exact phrasing. It's darkness. Welcome to darkness, or this is darkness. I forget now. I'm sorry.
Somebody remind me tomorrow. I'm stealing Shade's Shadow. Their idea there.
What's that?
Monkey junk and the hairy raisins is going to be the topic for tomorrow.
Is that the opening band for Josie and the Pussycats?
Yes.
If I could still do the contest. I don't think
Beware of Darkness.
I'll
Yes,
have
sorry.
any of that ready. I don't know like what it is, but it's okay.
Piper, your avatar looks like a sad puppy, I guess. And if you drew it, yes, I mean, as far as I can see, even though it's very tiny, it looks very good.
Jonathan David Lee Aldridge says there's a possum at his door. What should I do, Monkey?
Eat it bread.
Punch it in the nose. It's just like a shark. It'll go away.
Wait. Do y'all have a shotgun?
Oh God.
Oh, she going all hick on us.
Well, hick.
She don't
Gee,
tell us how to make
Cletus, you got the
stew.
shotgun.
So if y'all no, hush. If y'all got a shotgun, all you gotta
hush.
do is shoot it with the shotgun and then it'll go away.
No, you got to say it like Prince says it. Shotgun.
No.
Oh,
No, I like
Fuck.
the way she said hush. Can you do it again?
can you say hush puppies in that that voice?
Say hush, child.
I can't.
Do it for me.
No.
The Hancock movie was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, what's Hancock?
It's a
That sounds
one-off
It's
familiar.
Will
superhero
Smith.
movie.
The Will
Yeah,
Smith
Will Smith is a
superhero
superhero.
movie where he's like the dude?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, he's like a drunk superhero, and yeah, I mean, as a
I
one-off
couldn't
thing.
remember if that was Hancock and Hitchcock.
Hitchcock
I
is-
love the line in there where you smell like you, or we can smell the alcohol on you because I've been drinking. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love that part.
No, I like the prison part where he's like, okay, if you guys don't back off, I'm going to put your
Yes.
head up his ass. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then they just cut away and it does it off camera. And then suddenly he's dancing around like just screaming with the guy's head up his ass. And then it cuts to Jason Bateman looking at him through the window going like, did you really put a man's head up another man's ass? It's just the cut to his face in that interaction was just so perfect.
Now people are giving me stuff to say in the chat. All right. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Monkey has to say, we'll leave a light on for you, like the hotel commercials.
I don't know if I can do it in his inflection.
You just you'll
We'll leave the
listen
light on for you.
listen to it a couple times before the next stream, and we'll try to do our imitations of things.
Okay. I will never remember that. So somebody yell at me tomorrow for not doing
do
it.
Southern people say you hear? Well, I don't know. It's like to make
Because Northerners don't fucking listen.
yeah, it's to make sure that y'all like heard what we was saying.
Mhm.
You hear?
Okay, now even Scribe is bored by our
I
stream.
know.
So.
No, I'm just. I know.
It's late.
I woke up at like 4:30 this morning when I usually wake up at 5:30, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I'm like running an hour later than I usually am.
Someone said,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
she cannot do Southern. I live here.
She is Southern.
Like,
Do not deny her lived experience, jerk.
and if I get upset, it sneaks out.
It does sneak out sometimes, and it's really funny. It's really cute. I just want to pat her on the head.
Oh.
I'm like an angry little grandma. It's terrifying.
You just ruined all kinds of
19-year-old
fantasies.
All y'all
grandmother.
people have issues.
Yeah, 19-year-old grandmother.
All right, that's where we're going to end it tonight, guys. Chat, thanks for coming. Scribe, SDA, thanks for coming. As always, my life makes me sad.
Oh.
Have a good night, guys. I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.